100%ing Star Fox had us saving the Lylat System from Andross and his army, but this wasn't just one adventure. Multiple alternate routes led us to completely different missions, cutscenes, bosses, and even different endings. You'll see every single one of them in this video, but that's only half the journey. You will also witness my sanity slowly being destroyed by the expert gold medals and, worst of all, the challenge mode, a mode that turned out to be the most brutal and time-consuming part of the entire game. This is the complete story of Star Fox. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Come in, Star Fox. This is Corneria Defense Force Headquarters. Do you read?
Loud and clear. James McCloud here, General. Star Fox is on approach to Venom. No indications yet of any suspicious activity. We'll let you know what we find.
Proceed with caution. You're the first to set eyes on that place in years. And thank you for accepting this mission, James. You're the only one I can trust. No,
General Pepper, do you read me? Something's jamming long-range comms. Stay sharp, team.
Are you seeing this, James? According to my instruments, the atmosphere is highly toxic.
And we're doing this job for next to nothing? We're supposed to be mercs, not chumps.
There's more at stake here than our bottom line, Pigma.
Yeah, sure.
General Pepper says his people have detected signs of activity on Venom's surface. He's concerned it has something to do with Dr. Andross.
It's been years since Andross was banished here, James. If the atmosphere is poisonous...
All the more reason to figure out what's going on. Dr. Andross made mistakes, and he paid the price for them. But whatever else he is a genius. Maybe he found a way to survive.
Our leader. Such a bleeding heart.
Where'd they come from?
Defensive formation! Pigma, where are you going?
It's like you told me. I'm getting into formation.
You two-timing swine!
What can I say? My new boss pays better.
Corneria must suffer. Death to all who stand in the way of my vengeance.
Was that Dr. Andross?
Don't let them escape!
I can't shake him.
Hey, Peppy! Catch!
James!
Peppy, are you there? Come in, Peppy. Do you read me? I'm losing altitude. Peppy, you need to get out of here. Warn the General.
Not without you, James.
That's an order. Peppy, keep an eye on Fox.
Fox. Fox, come in. Are you synced to the training module?
Coming online. I read you loud and clear, Peppy.
Good. I realize you're no stranger to the R-Wing, but it's important for team cohesion that we all run this exercise together. You know, when your dad was in charge, he would...
Ancient history, Peppy. This is my Star Fox, and we're doing things my way.
We enter the tutorial where we learn the controls of the R-Wing. Tilting, boosting, braking, and of course, a somersault. And I gotta give them some credit here because man, they absolutely cooked with how smooth the R-Wing feels to fly.
Wow, this flies just like the real thing. Whoa! Look out!
Yeah, trust me, it could only be Slippy being a buffoon that manages to break our wing in the tutorial. We patch it back up with a wing repair item and learn the rest of our arsenal, including rapid fire lasers and charge shots for crowd control. Oh, and you definitely cannot forget to do a barrel roll. Seriously never gets old.
A skilled pilot is always on the lookout for useful items. Too slow, Fox. Maybe next time.
After putting everything we learned to the test in one final obstacle course, we entered all range mode, a mode we will be seeing plenty more of later. One that lets us freely fly around a designated battle area. It was pretty fun, until...
How about we make this a bit more fun?
Huh? Wait!
We're not ready for that.
Warning, simulation safety protocols disengaged.
Your warranty is now void. Good luck.
It was becoming a bit of a stress fest, but you're trying to show Fox McCloud who's boss? Alright then Falco, you better watch that ego. With both Slippy and Peppy eliminated, we finally snapped out of it. Literally.
Hey, who pulled the plug? Things were just getting good.
Sure, you almost managed to keep up with me.
Ha! Our self-proclaimed leader thinks he's real funny.
Guess we'll have to wait for the rematch.
You're all missing the point of the exercise entirely.
It's fine, Peppy. You worry too much.
Somebody has to. Or didn't you hear the alert? Rob's got the commanding officer of the Corneria Defense Force on hold.
You don't say. Old General Pepper himself hailing our humble band of mercenaries? This ought to be good. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
We have officially reached the main menu, where we could finally have a look at everything required for 100%. But we'll worry about that for later. For now, it's time to start the campaign. Of course, on normal difficulty, as Expert First needs to be unlocked.
Incoming hail from General Pepper. Priority 1 communication. Patching him through now.
We need your help, Star Fox.
Hey there, General. You seem a little on edge.
Andross's invasion has found its way to our doorstep. His forces are laying siege to Corneria as we speak. The Corneria Defense Force is spread too thin. I need your team to get down there and launch a counter-offensive.
That's no small ask, General. But as it happens, my team's available to deploy immediately. For a price.
Andross's forces have already occupied numerous worlds throughout the system. If they take Corneria, then all hope is lost. Save Corneria. Liberate the Lylat System, and you can name your price.
You've got yourself a deal. It's a pleasure doing business with you, General. Prep the R-Wings. We've got a job to do, Star Fox. We're gonna take the system back from Andross, one planet at a time. Atmospheric entry complete. Extend the wings. G-diffuser systems check. Sound off, team.
Slippy here. So far, so good.
This is Peppy. All systems go.
Falco here. G-diffuser seems fine. Let's go already.
Enemy targets up ahead. Let's rock and roll!
And we're off, immediately trying to squeeze every possible hit into that counter. As expected, Slippy couldn't stay in formation for 5 seconds before getting himself into trouble. Don't you worry, croaking little pal, we've got you. Entering Corneria City, we immediately see the destruction Andross and his army have caused. Meanwhile, I was, well, not exactly cooking, missing several high-value targets that would end up costing us plenty of points. Not long after, Falco got himself into trouble, forcing us to boost after him just in time to save that old bird. Up ahead are the archers that unlock the hard routes. We have to fly through every single one of them.
I've got eyes on a high-value target. Follow me.
You'd better be right about this, Falco.
I say we trust Falco's instincts.
Well, we trusted him, and he actually led us to something worthwhile.
So someone wants to play.
Incoming enemy on our 6. Decrease altitude.
Slippy, where are my diagnostics?
Enemy shield analysis coming your way now.
With Slippy still alive, he can scan enemy health bars, making this fight way easier. We blasted off both of his ship's cannons with our fully upgraded lasers. And once he came back without any weapons, he was dead meat.
Who are you guys?
We're Star Fox. Tell your boss we're coming for him.
You're no match for Andross.
That's gotta be worth a bonus. All aircraft report.
It'll take more than an aerial assault supercarrier to slow us down.
Wish your dad could have seen you today.
You just about managed to keep up with me, Fox.
Now, as someone who's played Star Fox before, I've never been more ashamed. I genuinely missed the very first medal by just 5 hits. Ah well, it's been a while since I've played 64, we'll cook next time. Besides, this was by far the least of our worries considering everything else needed for 100%.
Corneria is saved. Andross's forces are at full retreat.
As promised. My crew is worth what you're paying us, General.
Some of your crew is worth it anyway.
Because you shot down the attack carrier, we were able to obtain a wealth of enemy intelligence. Crucially, we've learned that our main fleet has been targeted for attack as it passes through Sector Y. Attempts to warn our people have gone unanswered. I'd like you to rendezvous with them ASAP. If you can take this opportunity to decimate the enemy forces, all the better. Get out there and back up the fleet, Star Fox.
Understood, General. I'll have Rob plot a course. I had planned to route us through the Meteo asteroid field, but it sounds like they need us in Sector Y.
Wait a minute, Fox. Scans are showing unidentified energy emanating from within the asteroid field. Maybe we should investigate.
A science field trip. Just what we need.
Andross's army could be used in Meteo as a staging area for the invasion. But never mind that. You heard General Pepper. The fleet needs our support in Sector Y.
This cutscene only plays because we chose the hard route, meaning our next playthrough is already going to look different. Anyway, we're heading into Sector Y as Meteo is the easy route. To stay on the hard path, we need at least 100 hits, for the gold medal, 150.
The Cornerian fleet needs our support.
Then let's take out as many bogeys as we can.
Challenge accepted. Still think you can outrun me, Fox?
Oh, don't get cocky, Falco. The run started off pretty rough. I missed a bunch of the smaller fleets, which are basically free points. Luckily, I landed a pretty nice bomb placement to recover some of those lost hits. Then Andross's armada finally joined the fight, giving us a chance to claw our way back. By the halfway point, I was sitting at just over 60 hits, meaning the enemies better start stacking. We took the upper routes and started blasting through wave after wave of ships, especially once Slippy managed to get himself chased again. Things were finally looking up, until Fox said something that hinted the mission was almost over.
Break through! We'll find out who's coordinating this attack.
You're taking charge, just like your father.
We kept squeezing out every hit we possibly could. Then Rob64 dropped in with a handy one-up.
Radar shows trouble. Stay ready.
Activate all range mode.
Well, it's only 2 robots. Unfortunately, they each reward us just with 3 hits. So 141 plus 6 doesn't exactly equal 150.
Don't party just yet.
Oh yes! The Shogun Warlord. This man is an absolute gift from the Star Fox gods. Because once we took him down...
A mistake to get so close. This is an honorable defeat.
The Allied fleet is safe. Everybody good?
Radar doesn't lie. We ran them off.
I'm sure General Pepper can take it from here.
Decent shooting, Fox. Let's call it a tie.
That is exactly what we needed. We only needed 100 hits to stay on the hard routes. Instead, we finished with 160, our very first gold medal. And that's great news, because there's one waiting for us on every single mission. And these are just the normal gold medals.
A commendable performance, Star Fox. Thanks to you, our fleet is at full combat capability as it advances into the system.
Just another day at the office, General.
The day's not over yet. Enemy forces are on the move. Our military base on Katina is under siege. It's a key strategic outpost we can't afford to lose. With our fleet in fighting shape, I can send reinforcements to Katina. Meanwhile, I want you to turn your attention to Aquas.
The ocean planet? What's your angle?
Despite its lack of strategic significance, Andross's forces have shown interest in the planet. I'd like to know why.
The R-Wings won't be of much use in the water.
Maintain your position. I'll have an underwater research craft deployed as soon as possible.
Actually, there's no reason to waste time. I've been developing a prototype submersible. It's exactly what we need for this sort of mission.
I've seen that thing in the hangar. What's it made out of? Scrap metal and chewing gum?
Falco's got a point, Fox. Slippy's submersible is entirely untested. I'm as keen as the General to know what's happening on Aquas, but it sounds like Katina could use our help too.
The enemy's up to something on Aquas, and my prototype means we're in a position to do something about it. Show 'em what the Blue Marine can do, Fox.
So we're heading to Aquas. The only reason we have unlocked this place was thanks to those 160 hits, so of course we're going to Aquas.
There's a strange signal. I'm sending the data back to you guys.
You're the first one to put the Blue Marine through its paces.
Well, let's just hope this thing doesn't self-destruct, alright, Slippy? As we descended into Aquas, we fired torpedoes at all the sea life trying to attack us. The deeper we go, the darker it gets, with those torpedoes being just about the only thing lighting this ocean up. Our main targets are the giant lanternfish, each rewarding us with 3 hits. Those chunky fellas swim around the lost civilization of Aquas, but they're not the only threat. We've also got green shielded weirdos and jellyfish creating a giant electric wall. Long story short, Aquas is pretty loaded with enemies, and danger lurks around pretty much every corner.
Something big's moving down there. Hunt, be careful.
Slippy? Come in, Slippy. Guess I'm on my own.
Fox, come in, Fox. Sensors are picking up something huge.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm looking at a clam the size of a transport ship.
Yeah, that sounds about right. This massive clam can only be damaged with torpedoes. First we destroy all the little things on top of it. 3 hits each. Once we hit 3 hits each on every single goddamn bacoon, it opens its mouth, and then we shoot the 2 side organs before launching another torpedo straight inside, revealing its giant eyeball. After dodging an unhealthy amount of flying boulders, the eye itself wasn't much of a struggle.
You did it! Fox, you're a natural.
Not bad, Slip. The Blue Marine came through.
I had my doubts, but your tinkering really came in clutch, Slippy.
Who wants to try it out next? Falco?
Not on your life. I belong in the sky.
Sadly, I didn't cook hard enough for the metal, which honestly shouldn't have been that difficult considering the boss alone gives a whopping 22 hits, but your boy apparently sucks absolute butt cheeks, so those 150 hits will have to wait for another run.
Well done, Star Fox. If you hadn't put an end to Andross's experiment, Aquas might have become a spawning ground for monstrosities.
We'll keep delivering, General. As long as you don't clam up when the bill is due.
Our fleet has successfully engaged the enemy on multiple fronts. For now, we're holding the line, and holding the enemy's attention. There's never been a better time to strike at Zone S. Reports indicate that this once vibrant ecosystem has been plundered for its resources and corrupted beyond recognition. Sabotage Andross's operation here, and you'll strike a powerful blow to his war machine. Do so quietly, and you'll be able to approach Venom unseen.
Sounds like a stealth mission. Think you all can keep quiet long enough to get the job done?
I'll let my lasers do the talking.
Keep the enemy occupied a little longer, General. We'll get down there and clean up Andross's mess.
Zone S, yet another stage is only accessible through Aquas, aka the hard route. The scary part is it's basically a stealth mission, just like Peppy warned us. The problem is that to stay on the hard routes we have to do 2 things. Don't get spotted and destroy all 36 radar buoys. Fail either one and the alarm goes off, sending us straight back to the normal route. So here we go. We start by taking out the smaller enemies for some easy hits. Staying hidden is a win-win because the searchlights also are worth 2 hits each. But if we get spotted, not only is the alternate route gone, but getting the metal becomes way harder as well. After saving Slippy, an old friend of Falco suddenly joins the fight.
Looks like you could use a hand, Falco. I'll target the lights on the left. You guys go right.
Cat, what are you doing here?
I wanted to meet your new gang. Aren't you going to introduce us, Falco?
Cat, Star Fox.
We've been spotted. So much for the stealth approach.
Oh god damn it! Not only did I completely mess that up, but I also skipped Falco's dialogue and whatever else might have happened. Jesus. Well, better luck next time, I guess. To make matters worse, the searchlights now only rewarded a single hit, and somehow I still managed to get spotted in one of these easiest sections imaginable. Still, we kept farming points from the supply ships and those floating boat bogies, because they give a pretty decent amount of hits. So I still had some hope of grabbing the medal. Arriving at the boss with 196 hits, all that stood between us and victory was the Marine Captain. This guy is a giant spiky ball that's more annoying than dangerous. We quickly destroyed both of his cannons with a few bombs, and when he tried lifting one back into position, we simply blew up the crane instead. That left him completely defenseless.
You star fox!
Fall in, team. How are we doing?
It's too bad the searchlights caught us.
I'm just glad we've given the planet a chance to recover.
Classic cat. Shows up, makes a mess, and disappears.
Unfortunately, we needed 250 hits for the medal. So yeah, no medal, no alternate route, and damn, our R-Wing took an absolute beating. Main power, communications, weapons, navigation, and even life supports were all damaged. That'll come back to a bite for us later, because our next mission won't have Fox flying through the skies.
You've done significant damage to Andross's supply line, Star Fox, but you weren't exactly quiet about it.
So they'll see us coming. That's not the same thing as being able to stop us.
As long as you're wreaking havoc on enemy installations, I'd like you to consider Macbeth, the industrial planet. Most of Andross's weapons originate here. It is the dark heart of his entire operation. Disrupt that operation, and the enemy's manufacturing capabilities will grind to a halt.
You're speaking my language, General. Let me see what we can do.
I'm hacking the enemy network now. If we could intercept this train, we'd cut off the flow of weapons from Macbeth.
So you want us to cause some mayhem? That's my kind of plan.
We could target the train directly, of course, but the railway appears to be secured by a series of locks along the track. If we shoot all 8 locks, we might be able to reroute the train, causing further disruption to enemy supply lines.
It'll be tough for the R-Wings to track the target through some of that terrain.
Actually, I've got something that might help. I've been tinkering on a prototype for a ground assault vehicle.
Hang on. Are you trying to tell me we've got a tank lying around here?
If by tank you mean advanced ground assault vehicle with a high-intensity laser cannon, then yeah, we've got a tank.
I'll drive. Now let's go throw a wrench into Andross's war machine.
Yeah. Fox instantly pulled the plug on the situation because this time we don't get a choice. We're heading straight for Macbeth.
Landmaster deployed. Talk me through it, Slippy.
It boosts and rolls just like the R-Wing. It hovers too.
Sick. Alright, so we can attack both air and ground enemies here, meaning we can really farm some hits on this stage. As the train starts pulling away from us, Cat joins in once again.
This looks fun. Mind if I crash the party?
Cat, how do you keep finding this?
I just followed the trail of messes you leave behind.
She's kinda right. We're dropping some pretty sloppy work here. With Slippy finally explaining how to hover, I got pretty annoyed because I needed that information way earlier and had absolutely no clue how to do it. So by the time I started chasing the train though, I was inside of this tunnel and I was already hanging on by a thread.
Fox, no!
There wasn't a checkpoint yet, so I was all the way back to the beginning. Honestly though, I'm kinda glad, cause I now know how to hover, plus I know where to use my bombs and what enemies to prioritize. You can even destroy the train cars themselves for 3 hits each. Yeah, I had a feeling this run was going to be a lot better. Last time I entered the tunnel with 73 hits and died. This time I came out alive with 95. That 22 extra hits plus a checkpoint, this could already be the run. We eventually reached the rail lock. Cat covered us from above while we had to destroy all 8 of them. Miss even one and the mission is done for. Or well, we wouldn't fail it, but we will not get that gold medal. But we did it.
Rail locks are disabled. Now shoot the switch. Great shooting, Fox. No, wait, hit the brakes. I can't stop it.
The Landmaster gave me the edge I needed. What's the view from on high?
They sure didn't see that coming. Wow.
That'll put a damper on Andross's plans.
You guys make a good team. Good luck out there.
Who needs luck? We've got skills.
Yes! Oh, you saw that? That single switch rewarded us with 50 hits, meaning only one thing. We got ourselves another beautiful gold medal, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yes, that is phenomenal work.
Star Fox, your tactics on Macbeth were inspired. The enemy is scrambling to salvage what they can of their operations. Now is the time to strike.
Way ahead of you, General. We're planning our approach to Venom now.
Do so carefully, Fox. You're positioned to take Andross by surprise. But first, you'll have to survive the planet's orbital defenses. I must maintain radio silence from here on out. There's too great a risk that our communications could be intercepted. I wish you luck on your final advance, Star Fox. When you next take flight, you take the hopes of the entire system with you.
It's been fun, General. We'll see you on the other side. Talk to me, team.
I hate to say it, but it looks like we'll have to confront the Bolt's defense satellite head on. And when we do, Andross will know we're coming for him. By the time we reach his stronghold, he'll be ready for us.
What about this route? We could bypass Bolts completely if we go that way.
Area 6? I'm seeing a lot of enemy movement in that region.
It's the deadliest stretch of space in the system, Fox. A lethal gauntlet designed to obliterate any military advance on Venom.
Sounds perfect. There's no way Andross would expect us to launch an assault there. You up for another challenge, Fox?
Turns out I was wrong, by the way. We actually made it to Area 6. If we hadn't hit any of the diversion switches, we had gone to Bowls instead. So even failing Macbeth would have sent us down an entirely different route. But since we took the premium route, we could still choose Bowls if we really wanted to. Hell no, what do you think we are? Oh, and a little extra FYI. Area 6 also leads to the true secret ending of Star Fox. So that's a pretty nice reward for taking the hardest path.
Cayman reporting. All's clear. We're under attack! Initiate defense protocol!
Too late. Game over, pal.
After breaching Andross's orbital defense zone, I threw a bomb into a cluster of proximity mines for a nice chunk of hits. I also destroyed several large satellite dishes for 3 hits each. At first I thought I was absolutely cooking, then I completely bottled parts of the run, so I figured a quick death before the checkpoint wouldn't hurt. That way I could retry with a cleaner route. Well, apparently I had dog poop for brains because the second attempt somehow went even worse. But during all of this, I discovered a very pleasant surprise. You can restart missions for free. Yep. Unlike the original Star Fox and the N64, restarting doesn't cost you one of your lives, meaning you can retry every level as many times as you want for the gold medal. Sounds completely broken, right? Well, not quite. Okay, well, no, never mind. It is quite broken. At this moment, I didn't know that yet, but every restart, I thought, removes all your laser upgrades, and you still get those 3 extra bombs, but that was just because I died. So later on, I figured out that if you have hyper lasers and you restart just before dying, you keep your hyper lasers. It's pretty broken. But as of this moment, I didn't know that yet. At this attempt, anyway, I cooked like Gordon Ramsay himself. We blasted through the first section and the second defense lines while the entire team was still alive.
The last line has been breached! These guys aren't afraid of anything. Deploy the Gorgon! Sir, are you sure? Do it! That's an order!
Enemy ahead! Or not! It's phasing in and out!
Come on, Venom's right there!
Data analysis complete. Sending it to your monitor. It's dropping off my sensors. That's some impressive tech.
His attacks honestly aren't that impressive. He's got 3 giant claw hands and a couple of annoying electric orbs to destroy. And, oh yeah, I almost forgot. He also fires one absolutely massive laser that you'll probably want to avoid. Other than that, it's basically just shooting the hull until it explodes.
I never get tired of breaking Andross's toys. Get ready, team. We're approaching Venom airspace.
One singular hit for the entire boss fight is honestly criminal. But who cares? We got the medal and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Plus our R-Wing came out with barely any damage.
Point of no return, fellas. Slippy, anything we need to worry about?
We've got a clear run to the surface, but scanners can't penetrate Venom's crust. I'd expect resistance once we're planetside.
Peppy, any strategy to share?
Just this. Hit 'em quick and hit 'em hard.
Falco, you ready for a fight?
Weapons are hot and G-Diffuser is humming my favorite tune. Lead on, Fox.
Whatever happens down there, Fox, remember, trust your instincts.
This is it, Star Fox. Let's show them how it's done.
Don't get too cocky, Star Fox.
We'll rip you to pieces in our new ships.
Too bad Dad's not here to see you crash and burn!
This is as close as you'll get to the Emperor.
Star Wolf, I can smell Andross's boots on your breath.
I wouldn't bet against the R-Wings.
Well, I also wouldn't bet on this being the same as the N64 version. Yes, it technically is, but for some reason the AI has been upgraded significantly. If one of Wolf's team gets behind you, they become an absolute pain in the anus. The only reliable way to shake them off is with a somersault or a U-turn, which is how the game intends you to play, but in the original it felt like they kinda cut you a little more slack. Here, if you don't somersault, Wolf will chase you until you're dead. That is no joke. Naturally, it also makes the gold medal much harder to earn, especially with Slippy and Peppy getting themselves blown up every other minute. I spent around 30 minutes retrying this fight because we have to deal the most damage and land the finishing blow on all 4 mercenaries to earn the required 50 hits per Wolfen. Plus, it needs to be done in a short amount of time. The biggest problem here is we had no laser upgrades. Like I said earlier, those upgrades are really, and I mean really important. So once we return here later, getting some upgrades first will be absolutely mandatory. Otherwise, this medal is practically impossible. For now, I accepted that defeat and simply finished the fight. Luckily, the whole team survived.
I don't
Believe it, I've got the better team. Looks like we've got a clear run at Andross. I spoke too soon. Someone's throwing us a surprise party.
It's time to end this, Fox. We can handle these guys. You know what you have to do.
Then hold the line. Andross has to be stopped. And I'll be the one to stop him.
I've been watching you, Fox McCloud. So determined to chart your own path. But you're repeating all your father's mistakes! You'll pay for your interference as he did! If the system won't bow to me, then it will burn!
This isn't the face-off I had in mind, Andross.
Only I have the brains to rule the Lylat System! There is no justice in this system! Let it all burn!
Star Fox started this job, and Star Fox is gonna finish it.
Your father sacrificed everything! And for what? You should have learned from your father's mistake! taking you with me!
Don't ever give up, son.
Dad?
Follow me, Fox. This way, Fox. Never give up. Trust your instincts. You've become strong, Fox.
Rob's picking up chatter from all over the system. Andross's forces are retreating.
Fox, I knew you had it in you.
I had my doubts, but you're the real deal, boss.
What's wrong, Fox?
Nothing. Nothing's wrong.
You know, your father would be proud of you today. Very proud.
I know.
And with a god-awful report card, we had officially reached the ending of Star Fox. And don't look at that completion time. There's absolutely no way I died twice against Andross. That happened in an alternate reality. This, my friends, was the main story of Star Fox, but as I mentioned before, right, this game is much more of an arcade shooter built around replaying stages and chasing higher scores. So trust me, seeing these end credits means absolutely nothing. The amount of content still left to do is honestly horrifying, just thinking about it. Oh, but I almost forgot, there is a post-credit scene.
We gather today to honor you, Star Fox, and your invaluable contributions to the war effort. We are, all of us, in your debt.
Shiny. Too bad I don't do medals.
Don't embarrass me.
Is that Bill? Hi, Bill!
You've honed your crew into an indomitable team, Fox. I would be honored to have you all join the Defense Force. What do you say?
Thanks, but no thanks, General. We prefer to do things our own way.
Now, don't be so hasty, Fox. Ours is a noble calling. And while peace now
Multiple job queries received. Contract drafts await your review on the Great Fox.
We must remain vigilant.
Thanks again, General. This is all real nice. But we've got places to be. Call us if anything comes up, assuming you can afford us. I think our rate's just gone up.
Boom! They even recreated the little N64 fly-off at the very end. What a goddamn masterpiece. With that, we can also see the exact routes we took.
What?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how much SP dollars are worth, but I do know 82,000 doesn't sound like pocket change. The game congratulates us and reminds us that the Lylat system is packed with secrets. We can continue discovering new missions, unlock new challenges, and even earn more rewards. Better yet, every medal we collect carries over into future playthroughs. Pressing X lets us see our progress on every mission. To unlock expert difficulty, we first need to earn every single medal on normal difficulty. And for the Switch 2 version, that also means getting gold medals on Venom and Venom 2, unlike the original Star Fox 64, so I am in for absolutely no treat. We unlocked a couple of new avatars, some AR accessories, a measly 3 extra emblems, and quite a handful of backgrounds. But those things don't matter. Because I had a quick check at the challenge mode. 12 challenges per sector. 12 challenges per sector. That means, if my calculations are correct, 12 times 16. That's 192 challenges. Oh my god! Okay then, wow. And there are separate expert mode challenges as well. Fantastic. The Holoviewer also got updated, but honestly, that's just the least of my concerns right now. Playthrough numero 2, baby. This time on Corneria, I deliberately didn't fly through the 6 archers, which I'm pretty sure cost you a decent amount of hits. So getting the medal became even harder.
Activate all range mode.
Whoa, a ground assault mech.
What's this? A swarm of lowly flies. I'm going to enjoy crushing you.
Slippy, where are my diagnostics?
Enemy shield analysis coming your way now.
Corneria belongs to Andross. My Emperor! I failed you!
All aircraft, report.
That mech looks tough, but it was no match for us.
Reminded me of fighting alongside your dad.
Didn't even break a sweat. How about you, Fox?
No matter, we'll grab it next time. At least we're bringing fully upgraded hyperlasers into the next planet. But hey, we took a different route, so...
Impressive work, Star Fox. Enemy forces are in disarray.
We can handle ourselves in a combat zone, General.
Some of us better than others.
This is the toughest job we've taken yet. We're going to have to start working like a team. A real team.
Last I checked, a real team needs a real leader.
As you push farther into the system, you'll soon pass through the Meteo asteroid field. Reports suggest that Andross's army may have used the field as a staging area for their invasion. Keep your eyes open, Star Fox. If enemy forces still lurk among the rocks, I expect you to make short work of them.
We've got it covered.
Our scans show unidentified energy emanating from deep within the asteroid field. I'd love to get a closer look.
It could mean Meteo is more dangerous than it appears.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
we're forced into the asteroid field known as Meteo. And luckily, that's a pretty easy way to get the gold medal here. Plus, it unlocks another alternate route. Just watch this.
Who knows what we'll find out here?
Don't lose your focus, Slippy.
Keep it tight. We're entering the asteroid field.
Scientists say these asteroids used to be a planet. I wonder what happened to it.
The whole system might look like this if the war keeps up. Don't let those rocks ding up the R-wings.
I'm afraid a little R-wing dinging is unavoidable, Peppy. With the enemy forces already waiting for us, it was time to start blasting some bastards. A couple of giant asteroids drifting into our path.
Hit the brake! Boost or you'll be crushed!
Brake, boost, make up your mind.
Agreed, Falco. I just mashed two boosts together and somehow it worked. We don't got time to brake, pal. In this tunnel, most people would tell you to throw a bomb, and I could've, but trust me, we're getting the gold medal first try. There's just one tiny little baby thing we absolutely cannot mess up, and it has everything to do with this little wormhole. Or rather, all 7 of them.
Your R-wing's absorbing the energy.
Never give up. Trust your instinct.
Something's happening.
A spatial rift is opening. Could this be?
Enemy fighters here?
My instruments can't keep up.
My whole crew would have loved this.
They didn't teach us how to do this at the academy.
To be fair, you missed a lot of classes.
Shoot those asteroids!
Shoot everything!
We've cleared Meteo, all right. But where are we?
That was a wormhole. It could have dropped us anywhere.
And here I thought I'd seen everything.
That was one wild ride.
Bloody hell, we got lucky. All those free bombs and extra asteroids at the end gave us exactly what we needed. That wormhole was honestly the perfect place to stock up on bombs. Well, for certain routes anyway. Plenty of planets cannot even be reached from Meteo.
Incredible! Do you realize how rare it is to experience a stable warp channel? Did you see the distortions?
That's a lot of words for we found a shortcut.
Fox here, General. What have you got for us?
A mission of tremendous urgency, Fox. The enemy has launched simultaneous attacks on Katina and Ficina. Katina is the site of our strategic forward operating base. Our people there are under siege and losing ground by the minute. Reinforcements will never get to Katina in time, but because you found that wormhole, you're well positioned to help.
And Ficina? Why would Andross bother with a remote outpost on a frigid ice ball of a planet?
The purpose of our base on Fachina is classified. Suffice to say that it is equally critical to our war effort and under attack. I know Star Fox can't be in two places at once. I'll leave the decision to you.
Fachina is a hub of Cornerian military intelligence. If those secrets fall into the wrong hands, it'll undermine the General's entire operation. On the other hand, there are good people stationed on Katina, Fox. Sounds like they need our support. Saving either base could turn the tide in our favor. Listen to your instincts and lead the way.
Now Fachina could have been the official route if we hadn't gone through those wormholes. But as we did, it's time for Katina.
Good news, team. Reinforcements are on the way.
Katina isn't anything too crazy. We're basically just helping out our old pal Bill survive one massive all-range dogfight. Once all the hatches open and the enemies start pouring in, the real objective becomes squeezing out as many hits as possible because the final boss only rewards a pathetic 3 hits. The hatches themselves are worth 5 hits each. But honestly, simply farming all the little bogeys gets you to the required 150 way faster. You have to make sure your wingman stays alive. That isn't that easy because Slippy constantly gets himself into trouble, Peppy occasionally, and Falco, well, the old bird is simply too goated. Another issue was keeping my laser upgrades. With enemies flying absolutely everywhere, my R-Wing gets battered over and over. But let's just keep the long story short. This was probably the easiest gold medal so far. At the end of all, you have to destroy this giant core in under a minute, and trust me, that thing melts.
That's how you do it.
We did it. All units, disengage. Enjoy the fireworks, everybody. Katina secure. Stay safe out there, Fox.
Keep holding the line, Bill. We'll see this through.
Sweet, now that is the kind of report card you like to see.
Katina reports clear skies and secure borders.
I bet Bill's already looking for his next fight.
There's no shortage of targets. Katina's scouts are already bringing us reports on multiple hotspots. The most worrying intel comes from Solar. Strangely, scans indicate movement on its surface.
Movement?
But Solar is a problem for another day. Its surface temperatures make it impossible to get close. I suggest you turn your attention to Sector X. It's the site of Andross's experimental manufacturing facility. My operatives say the enemy is preparing to unleash a secret weapon with devastating power. You should neutralize the facility and destroy that weapon before it's deployed against us.
We'll take it under advisement, General.
I'm looking at the intel for Solar. I think there's something alive down there. Look!
Could it be some kind of bioweapon?
It must be. What else could possibly survive those temperatures?
Not us. You heard what's his name? The R-Wings would melt to slag, and us along with them.
Actually, with a few modifications, our shields could hold long enough for a recon mission.
It sounds risky, but ignoring that creature sounds riskier.
We'll be pushing the limits like never before, but the R-Wings are up to the challenge, Fox. I know they are.
Because we destroyed the flying sorcerer within a minute, we unlocked Solar. Even though General Pepper specifically told us not to go there. Pfft, like anything bad could happen on the literal sun.
Keep an eye on your shield gauge.
Going in without upgrades though, I was actually a little scared. Solar constantly damages your R-Wing because, well, it isn't exactly designed to fly through the sun, and that's why we're supposed to stay as high as possible. Luckily, Bill flies by to return the favor after we saved him on Katina, handing us some much needed upgrades, and yeah, those came in clutch. Besides looking absolutely awesome, this stage is mostly about dodging giant fire spirals, flaming rings, and enough lava to melt your eyebrows off. If you're not paying attention, you're cooked. Literally.
There's our target. It's even uglier up close.
I've never seen anything like it. Bioscan data coming your way now.
We reached the boss with 94 hits. Let's hope this giant bioweapon can at least cough up another 6. All we had to do was destroy both of its arms while using the floating rocks as shields, because boy, we need them shields, those lava waves hurt. After finally blasting his head off clean...
You did it, Fox! That thing is finished!
Nice job, Star Fox. Status report.
Did you ever think you'd get this close to Solar?
If that was a trial by fire, I'd say we passed it.
You worry about your own hide.
A perfect score! Oh wow, that honestly looks even prettier than beating the requirements. Awesome stuff! Oh man, look at that!
It took a lot of guts to head to Solar, Star Fox. I had no idea the R-Wings were capable of such a feat.
Slippy keeps our hardware on the cutting edge. We wouldn't trade these R-Wings for anything. Though, after seeing that bioweapon in action, I'd sure like to know where the enemy's getting their toys.
Most of Andross's weapons have a common origin. Macbeth, the industrial planet. It is the dark heart of his entire operation. Disrupt that operation, and the enemy's manufacturing capabilities will grind to a halt.
You're speaking my language, General. Let me see what we can do.
I'm hacking the enemy network now. If we could intercept this train, we'd cut off the flow of weapons from Macbeth.
So you want us to cause some mayhem? That's my kind of plan.
We could target the train directly, of course, but the railway appears to be secured by a series of locks along the track. If we shoot all 8 locks, we might be able to reroute the train, causing further disruption to enemy supply lines.
It'll be tough for the R-Wings to track the target through some of that terrain.
Actually, I've got something that might help. I've been tinkering on a prototype for a ground assault vehicle. It's every bit as maneuverable as an R-Wing, with a high-power laser cannon and hover functionality. Also, it has seat warmers. I call it the Landmaster.
You think of everything, Slippy. Time to hit the ground and cause some trouble.
After that, we returned to Macbeth, a stage we had already completed. Still, I absolutely loved how different the dialogue became. Instead of Falco interrupting everyone because he couldn't believe they had a tank, Slippy was busy talking about seat warmers, priorities this time. I deliberately didn't destroy all the rail locks because I wanted to see what happened if we failed that objective.
Missed a rail lock, but we can still ruin this guy's day.
I didn't expect to have to use this. You get to see my new toy. Lucky you!
Turns out his replacement boss is honestly pretty easy. Just stop his giant scoop attack, which reminded me way too much of his location, and then expose his weak points before finishing him off.
Wait! No! Get away! Yeah!
That should slow things down for the enemy. Report, team.
The Landmaster was the star of the show.
Good to know we've got a reliable tank in our arsenal.
Done already? I was hoping to cause more mayhem.
Ha! That boss only rewarded us 10 hits instead of the original 50. from hitting the diversion switch. Yeah, without that switch, getting the gold medal is basically impossible, unless you're some sort of Star Fox god.
That assault vehicle of yours got the job done, Fox. The enemy won't soon recover from their loss on Macbeth.
Sounds to me like the perfect time to advance on Venom.
Sure you don't want to take the Landmaster for a spin first, Falco?
Put wings on it, and then maybe we'll talk.
Don't encourage him.
Venom is within your reach, but your activities on Macbeth have drawn a fair bit of attention. Andross knows you're coming for him. His Bull satellite has just come online in orbit above Venom. Be warned, it is a highly advanced defense system. I must maintain radio silence from this point on, but I know you have what it takes to finish this, Star Fox. Good luck.
That satellite's no joke, Fox. It's stockpiled with enemy fighters, and enough warheads to really ruin somebody's day.
Sounds impressive. But if Bulls is between us and our final target, then it's about to become highly advanced space junk.
It's time for Bulls, which is perfectly fine because we still need the gold medal there anyway. Bulls is all about destroying 6 energy towers, but also at least 150 hits. So before worrying about the towers themselves, which are worth 3 hits each, we first have to farm all the surrounding turrets.
Looks like we got more company.
Well, isn't that good news, Falco? We need the extra hits, and without company, that ought to be pretty difficult.
Playtime is over, Star Fox.
I'll take my time picking you apart.
Ah, god damn it, I spoke way too soon. Yes, Starwolf showing up here is great for extra points, but they only reward 10 hits each, instead of the 50 they gave on Venom 2. So I'm not exactly thrilled to see these guys. Still, the run was actually going pretty well, until...
Count on my Arwing can't take it!
Slippy, you son of a bitch. Luckily, we could restart from the checkpoint. Unfortunately, both Peppy and especially Slippy spent this entire mission with enemies glued to their tails. Seriously, do they just refuse to look behind them? Eventually, I had another solid attempt going, but then I made a mistake I'll never make again. I reached roughly 120 hits and kept farming the incoming enemies, expecting them to continue spawning until I reached 150. Except, they just stopped spawning. Turns out the shield generator at the end rewards 10 hits for each little red node you destroy. If you take your time, the game actually thought ahead of that. Instead of letting you endlessly farm enemies, it rewards patience with time bonuses. And that's also where I learned the exact same trick works on Venom 2. So next time we might actually cook that metal, assuming I have laser upgrades. Knowing this, I first destroyed a handful of those shield nodes for some free points before dealing with Starwolf. Actually, I'll let Starwolf live. At least Wolf. I'll leave Wolf live.
Venom, here we come.
With another beautiful gold medal secured, it was finally time for the original Venom, Venom 1.
Venom isn't very inviting, is it?
Scans confirm what we've all heard. The planet is totally toxic. How Andross managed to survive for so long is a mystery.
Well, his luck's about to change.
Careful, Fox. Andross is a wily foe, and he's had years to fortify his position. It's crucial that you keep your eyes open down there. He caught Star Fox by surprise last time.
Not this time, Peppy. It's been a rough road to get here, but it'll take more than he's got to stop us now.
Less talk, more action. This is the fight I've been waiting for.
I promised you a challenge, Falco, and I always keep my word. So let's get down there and finish the job.
Yep, you're seeing this correctly. Instead of fighting Star Wolf, we get an entirely on-rail section leading straight to Andross's base. There are multiple paths to choose from, and from my experience, following Falco leads to the most combat, which also means the most hits. Unfortunately, I absolutely did not cook. Man, was I bad.
I wish your dad could see us now.
He'd tell us to get the job done, no matter what.
Those tin cans are no match for me!
Rob, secure the comms.
We'll show him tin cans.
So we're headed right into that ominous temple. Sure, that tracks.
Come on, tough guy. It'll be fun.
First up was Rocky Roll, a giant pile of rocks that actually dies pretty quickly once you realize his head also takes damage. Then after blowing apart his spine,
You guys clean up here. I'm gonna finish this.
Are you kidding me?
You don't have to do this alone, kid.
Fox, wait! I want to help!
I've been waiting for you, Star Fox!
Okay, now I understood why this route is considered much harder for reaching 200 hits, so before fighting Andross, we just restarted. This time I immediately used my bombs at the start and spammed charge shots across the ground while following Falco. By the halfway point, 106 hits, that was huge! But was it huge enough? The second left side section wasn't nearly as clean as I wanted, but destroying all the ground vehicles near the end helped make up for it. Reaching the final pillars with 186 hits was more than enough. Honestly, 180 would have probably done the job already. After destroying the giant rock enemy, we entered Andross's tunnel with 198 hits. Breaking 2 of his little laser thingy-majigs, let us sit back and enjoy some alternate dialogue.
You know that I control the galaxy! How very foolish to face me on your own! Are you so eager to repeat your father's mistakes?
From this point onwards, the fight is basically identical. The cutscene is the same too. The only real difference is that during the second phase he never really reveals his brain and eyes. Honestly, it's a little bit disappointing, but then again, we didn't exactly take the secret route this time. So we're basically just fighting a fake Andross.
should have known better than to worry.
Your father'd be proud of you.
I'll admit it. You did good, Fox.
As you can see, completely different dialogue, a different ending, and most importantly, a mission score of 208. That's a gold medal, baby.
Tremendous work, Star Fox. The Lylat System owes you a significant debt of gratitude.
Not just gratitude, General. I'm sending the bill over now. Nice doing business with you.
The payday takes some of the sting off. But did you really have to snag all the glory for yourself, Fox?
Come on, Falco. We helped save the entire system. The war's finally over.
Yeah, and I'm already bored.
Fox? Everything okay?
I don't know, Peppy. I've got this funny feeling. Like it isn't over. Like maybe we played right into Andross's hands.
The fools think they've won.
Oh. So like Star Fox 2. Or because we didn't kill Andross. I'm going for Star Fox 2. No more 64 remakes, Nintendo. But I'm proud to say we collected every single gold medal available on this route. But every single gold medal was still far from being collected, and there were still plenty of planets left to visit. Our invoice this time was...
This is one steep bill.
Yes, I know. Thanks for interrupting me. Anyway, 71,000 SP dollars. Honestly, pocket change, not too shabby. We unlocked a couple of new avatar thingies, just 2 new emblems. Seriously, these things are stupid. So me happy with the Holoviewer filling out a little bit more, it was finally time for another run. The plan this time, simple. First, that stupid gold medal on Corneria. After flying through all 7 arches to unlock the hard route, once again we absolutely cooked. The boss gave us the final 10 hits we needed, meaning Corneria was officially gold. Alright, straight into Sector Y once more. Luckily, we'd already earned the medal there, so this time all we had to do was survive while keeping our upgrades intact. Aquas, however, different story, no medal yet. After one quick restart from the checkpoint though, we managed it. Honestly, it wasn't even that difficult. Last time I simply wasn't using enough torpedoes. Plus, once the level becomes dark, several armored sea creatures start appearing that rewards a ton of hits. If you don't know where they spawn, you'll miss them. Miss even one and you'll probably fall just short. It's a pretty strict medal, but we got it. That brought us back to Zone S. Don't get spotted by a single searchlight, earn the medal and finally unlock Sector Z. The stealth section went absolutely perfect. So perfect in fact that we entered the boss fight with exactly 250 hits. The boss launches bombs at us that guarantee B-bombs whenever we destroy them. I probably knew that 3 years ago, but it's been a while. Cut me some honest slack, man. After farming a couple of bombs and sinking the old captain, Sector Z finally opened.
We're monitoring enemy comms closely, Star Fox. So far, your actions on Zone S have not been reported to enemy command.
Sounds like we have a chance to catch Andross by surprise, General. That's a chance I'd like to take.
I like the way you think, Fox. But first, you'll have to navigate Sector Z, a notorious debris field. Proceed with caution. If the Great Fox suffers damage in Sector Z, you'll be forced to take a less optimal route to Venom.
We're professionals. We know better than to scratch the paint. Star Fox out.
I have no doubt we can handle Sector Z, Fox, but there's another opportunity. We're within striking distance of Macbeth, the industrial hub of Andross's war machine. Slippy?
I've hacked the enemy network to identify vulnerabilities in their supply lines. If we can intercept this train, we'll cut off the flow of weapons from Macbeth.
We could target the train directly, of course, but the railway appears to be secured by a series of locks along the track. If we shoot all 8 locks, we might be able to reroute the train, causing further disruption to enemy supply lines.
It'll be tough for the R-Wings to track the target through some of that terrain. But something tells me you've thought of that already.
I've got you covered, Fox. If you liked the Blue Marine, you'll love my prototype ground assault vehicle. I call it the Landmaster.
Tell me I'm hearing things. We're pilots. We don't do ground assault. Come on, Fox. I say we go dodge some space junk at Sector Z.
Finally, something Falco and I actually can agree on. Let's go, team!
Warning! Enemy forces converging on the Great Fox.
Let's not keep them waiting.
Sector C had us defending the Great Fox, while in the meantime some missiles out of nowhere came. This was very easy. One missile came, after that 2 missiles came, and no! We have to redo everything? Those dumb critters stole my rocket kills because they destroyed the missiles outside the all-range battle zone. The only reason I didn't immediately restart was because I still had fully upgraded hyper lasers. And from this point I didn't know yet that you could just restart and not lose them. But we are bringing those straight into Venom 2. Without them, getting the gold medal there is practically impossible. So if we don't pull it off right now, I'm going to scream. Actually, I already screamed, which is exactly why I script these videos instead of recording everything live.
Nice little flock you've got here, Lombardi. You built a good crew, Fox. Take care of them.
Rob, status report.
Great Fox is undamaged and fully operational.
Those missiles were no problem.
The extra firepower definitely helped.
Yeah, sure. Let's get a move on.
Whatever you say, Lombardi.
A new intelligence...
Star Fox, what's your status?
The enemy couldn't touch us in Sector Z. We're planning our approach to Venom now.
Do so carefully, Fox. You're positioned to take Andross by surprise. But first, you'll have to survive the planet's orbital defenses. I must maintain radio silence from here on out. There's too great a risk that our communications could be intercepted. I wish you luck on your final advance, Star Fox. When you next take flight, you take the hopes of the entire system with you.
It's been fun, General. We'll see you on the other side. Talk to me, team.
I hate to say it, but it looks like we'll have to confront the Bolt's defense satellite head on. And when we do, Andross will know we're coming for him. By the time we reach his stronghold, he'll be ready for us.
What about this route? We could bypass Bolts completely if we go that way.
Area 6? I'm seeing a lot of enemy movement in that region.
It's the deadliest stretch of space in the system, Fox. A lethal gauntlet designed to obliterate any military advance on Venom.
Sounds perfect. There's no way Andross would expect us to launch an assault there. You up for another challenge, Fox?
Oh yes, we still have to survive Area 6. Completely forgot about that nonsense. Well, we better wait. Accessibility? We can replay missions? But after doing a quick Google search, I found that replaying would remove my upgrades, so we're heading onward. Throughout Area 6, I feared exactly one thing. Some random bogey crashing into me for absolutely no reason. Because that's literally all it takes to lose the hyperlasers. Thankfully, that never happened. Instead, Nailbiter 2.0 arrived. The giant eyeball thing. This dude has 3 massive arms. One smack and there goes your wing. Luckily, hyperlasers absolutely busted. As long as your aim is decent, you can destroy all 3 arms before he even gets the chance to attack. So after clutching every single attempt, and being a certified master at dodging his gigantic laser, you know we absolutely cooked him. And not to brag, we even earned the gold medal again by a mile. So how about we finally scratch Venom 2 off the list? While attempting it, I learned 2 very important things. First, the best news imaginable. I destroyed 3 Wolfens, but Falco stole one of the finishing blows. At first I completely lost my sanity, I may or may not have punched my wall a couple of times, but after restarting, I finally discovered that amazing thing. You actually keep your upgrades when restarting from the checkpoint. Meaning I could have simply restarted Sector Z this entire time, but I'm not complaining, absolutely not, I'm just glad the feature exists. I failed a couple more attempts after that, but who cares, just reload. Now imagine another alternate reality. Guess there's a chance you might just die right in front of a half heal, lose your hyper lasers, restart, and then they don't return because you actually died. You can probably understand why I would have had to order a brand new monitor after that. Good, glad you understand, glad we could level on that. When that thing finally arrived, yippee! Let's replay the entire bloody game on the same difficulty just to make it back to Venom 2 with max upgrades. And hopefully not die there this time. Because oh yes, I absolutely love replaying everything I've already rightfully beaten. Then again, this is still only the normal difficulty, so I should really lower my tone. But maybe staying up until 3 AM wasn't exactly the sanest life choice. Back at Sector Z, my knuckles were practically bleeding from punching the wall. I cooled off. Luckily it was only 35 degrees, aka 93 Fahrenheit inside of my attic, so cooling down was incredibly easy. To make things even easier, I planned out a better route. Finished the first normal meteor path for another cutscene.
The base is up ahead. It's crawling with enemies.
Split up and take it to them.
This is one of General Pepper's military bases. It's basically one giant shoot 'em up, although calling it giant might be the overselling thing. This is one of General Pepper's military bases. It's basically one giant shoot 'em up, although calling it giant might be overselling things. There honestly aren't that many enemies. Sure, we've got plenty of time and aren't dealing with some kind of time bomb.
A time bomb has been planted at the base.
Well, as long as Star Fox can just...
Can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Wolf, you son of a... I was completely prepared to restart the instant my R-Wing dropped to low health. No way I was losing those hyper lasers again. But as usual, the gang started stealing my kills, so back to the checkpoint. This attempt though, we cooked. Well, almost. Peppy was milliseconds away from dying, but I still managed to finish off Pigma, while Leon also went down before Falco could steal the kill. For the very first time, I personally defeated all 4 Star Wolf members. Let's hope Venom 2 goes the same way.
I'll take care of the bomb. Sit tight, team.
Fox, don't be reckless. Fox? Come in, Fox.
The bomb is taken care of. Let's move out.
You're giving me gray hairs, Fox.
Base is secure. Report in, everybody.
That bomb could have been bad news. Nice work, Fox.
You took an awfully big risk, Fox, but it paid off.
You actually showed some guts, Fox.
With another beautiful medal secured, it was off to Sector X, where 150 hits were waiting. Alright, time to hunt down Andross' super secret weapon, or at least go looking for it. Hopefully we'll actually find it the next playthrough, because that completely depends on whether Venom 2 finally goes our way. Honestly, I'm pretty confident about Sector Z. But I almost forgot we still needed the gold medal here too. But come on, the standard route, no stress. So how exactly did we reach Sector Z? Simple. When given the choice, we went left.
Fox, scanners show some weird energy readings in your vicinity.
This whole place is weird.
Trajectory confirmed. Supply drop deployed.
My R-Wing has picked up some of that energy.
Watch out for that thing!
One more gate should do it. Looks like we're changing course. The enemy is full of surprises.
Nobody panic, but I'm not sure how stable this is.
Don't let your guard down.
Are you talking to me?
These readings are making my head spin.
General Pepper needs to know about this.
Where's this thing gonna spit us out?
Wonder where that took us. Everyone good?
Andross built an artificial wormhole?
No wonder the enemy's been able to bypass General Pepper's defenses.
Finally, we're getting somewhere.
I got hit so many times. Expert mode is definitely not going to be this forgiving, but the medal was ours. Time for Sector Z. Hopefully, gold this time. You just have to watch what happened when those final 3 missiles appeared.
Requesting
Missile approaching. 25 seconds to impact.
I got a missile.
shoot! They got me!
Missile approaching. 10 seconds to impact. 5 seconds. Bracing for impact.
Yes! I'm so glad I restarted. Once that ending cutscene begins, you're locked in. There was absolutely no way I was risking that.
My R-Wing's falling apart.
And here come the anger issues once again. But this time, it didn't even matter. For the very first time, I, yes, me, and also you, because you're still watching and I love you for it, destroys all 3 missiles. Without any help from the stupid teammates, we finally reached enough hits. 125 hits. And that means a gold medal. Now, all we had to do was survive Area 6 without losing our hyper lasers, then personally finish off every single Star Wars member, and if we could do that, we might actually see the light at the end of the tunnel. And honestly, we'll just keep this part short. After about 4 attempts or something like that, I don't know what suddenly clicked, but I started cooking so hard.
Don't get too cocky.
We'll rip you to pieces in our new ships.
Too bad Dad's not here to see you crash and burn.
This is as close as you'll get to the Emperor.
New ships, same sellouts.
Quit dogging me.
I wouldn't bet against the R-Wings.
Tenacious, aren't you? Stick to the pond, Froggy. Go crawl back under your rock.
They don't believe it!
Believe it. I've got the better team.
This guy's got it out for me. This guy won't leave me alone. This is really starting to tick me off.
Annoying bird. I'll enjoy plucking your feathers.
I could use some of that teamwork.
Uncle Andross won't fall so easily! You're out of your league.
You're not getting away this time, Pepper.
Oh no! You insolent vermin!
Good riddance, creep.
I knew I could count on you.
Gee, I've been saved by Fox. How swell.
Appreciate it, Fox.
You can't beat me! My ship's worth a fortune!
3 down, 1 to go.
Won't give me that easy.
Guess I struck a nerve, eh, Peppy?
I finally did it! I finally killed all of the Star Wolf members myself. Oh my god, yes, this was everything I still had to accomplish on normal mode. When I died once against Andross, afterwards I generally couldn't care less, dude. Because we did it. After defeating Andross one last time and finally witnessing the secret ending, there was only one thing left to say. We, you, me, had 1 medal left on normal. Just 1. I had already replayed Corneria, Media Officina, Sector X, all of that, just to finally experience the one mission we hadn't seen yet, Titania. But first, back to Sector X. This time I obviously didn't use the warp, so we chose the right path, and honestly, it was just mostly a bunch of defense forces, nothing too exciting. Although right at the very end, there it was, that secret weapon.
Secret weapon?
Destroy! Destroy!
Data analysis coming your way now.
I will terminate all enemies!
Its frame is impenetrable. Aim for the eye.
You are an enemy! Where is the Creator?
Creator? What's wrong with it?
It's malfunctioning and attacking anything that moves. Nice shot! It's powering down!
Wait a minute. It's back online.
The view is clear. Continued existence of enemies is unacceptable. Why has the Creator abandoned me?
That's 1 less weapon in Andross's arsenal. Status report.
Aw, I bet I could have reprogrammed it.
Tech like that is better left alone.
You worry about your own hide.
I imagine the enemy regrets creating such an uncontrollable automaton.
It's nice when the mad science works in our favor. That thing tore their base to pieces and saved us some trouble.
My people are pawing through the wreckage now. It's increasingly clear that much of the weaponry we're encountering has a common origin, Macbeth, the industrial planet. It is the dark heart of Andross's entire operation. Disrupt that operation, and the enemy's manufacturing capabilities will grind to a halt.
You're speaking my language, General. Let me see what we can do.
I'm hacking the enemy network now. If we could intercept this train, we'd cut off the flow of weapons from Macbeth.
So you want us to cause some mayhem? That's my kind of plan.
We could target the train directly, of course, but the railway appears to be secured by a series of locks along the track. If we shoot all 8 locks, we might be able to reroute the train, causing further disruption to enemy supply lines.
It'll be tough for the R-Wings to track the target through some of that terrain.
Actually, I've got something that might help. I've been tinkering on a prototype for a ground assault vehicle. It hasn't been field tested, but it's performing well in simulations. I call it the Landmaster.
There's no way I'm cramming into a dirt crawler with the 3 of you.
Relax, Falco. It's a 1-seater.
Perfect. It's all yours, Fox.
Guess I'll be taking the Landmaster for a test drive. Get it ready to deploy, Slippy. I've got a train to catch.
Wait, Macbeth? No, what the hell? Apparently, I wasn't allowed to defeat the secret weapon while Slippy was still alive. Yes, that is an actual requirement. So, I literally had to let Slippy die before the game would let me continue to Titania. At first, I was blown away how I didn't get a route choice, because that was just beyond me. But there's actually a reason behind it. Because there was a specific cutscene we were looking for.
If I can get close, I can reprogram it.
Slippy, get back here.
Slippy!
Excellent, glad that frog died. Okay, now we can continue.
Why has the creator abandoned me?
Slippy? Come in, Slippy!
Slippy's trajectory indicates a crash landing on Titania.
Slippy could be injured. Or worse. We need to get down there.
Slippy's fine. He can handle himself in an emergency, right?
It's hard to see anything through the sandstorms, and I can't make heads or tails of this data.
We should use the Great Fox so we can deploy as close to the crash site as possible.
It's not a good time, General. Slippy's R-Wing went down over Titania, so unless you have intel for us...
Titania? Steer clear of that place, Fox. The planet is a lethal wasteland. Even Andross has failed to claim it. You have my condolences, Fox. I understand it's never easy to lose a comrade.
With all due respect, General, you can chew on your condolences. We're a team, and that means no one gets left behind.
You tell him, Fox. If anyone knows how to bring a damaged R-Wing down safely, it's Slippy.
And he's got enough junk food in his cockpit to last him for days.
Look, General. You hired us to do a job, and we will do it. But we'll do it with Slippy at our side. Rob, prep the Landmaster and bring us in low. I want to hit the ground running.
Aight! That was honestly worth it. Fox absolutely turned that scene into cinema right there.
Deploy the Landmaster.
Affirmative. Good luck, Star Fox.
Rob64 informs us that Slippy's R-Wing is somewhere ahead, meaning Falco and Peppy clear the skies while we try to reach 150 hits. A first try gold medal would be pretty awesome. After only one restart to learn the enemy spawns, I actually started cooking. Like, really cooking. Then again, using every bomb we've been saving probably helped just a little. Eventually, we drove straight into one massive sandstorm, but honestly, I wasn't too worried. We'd already reached the required hits.
We don't have eyes on you, Fox. Keep your wits about you.
Mayday! Mayday! Is anybody out there?
Slippy, we read you.
Get a move on, Fox. I'll be there soon.
Slippy, hang on!
I knew you'd show up eventually! Fox! It's pulling me under!
Let go of our engineer, you ugly bug face.
Take out its arms, Fox.
Where's our analysis, Slippy? Make yourself useful.
I'm clear. R-Wing's operational. Sending enemy analysis to your monitor now.
That thing's history. Ancient history.
I thought I was a goner.
Things might get boring if you weren't almost dying all the time.
Welcome back, Slippy. Now would you please stay in formation?
Vacation's over. Let's get back to work.
With that medal, we had officially earned every single gold medal in normal mode, which also meant expert difficulty was finally unlocked, along with an awesome new outfit for Fox.
Diverting to Titania was a grave tactical risk, Fox. I'm relieved to hear it paid off.
Now that my team's at full strength, we can make up for lost time, General. We'll see this job through.
General Windbag over there was ready to notify your next of kin.
On the bright side, it was a great stress test for the R-Wing.
Never change, Slippy.
Unfortunately, as a result of your detour, Andross is now well aware of your progress through the system. His Bull's satellite has just come online in orbit above Venom. Be warned, it is a highly advanced defense system. I must maintain radio silence from this point on, but I know you have what it takes to finish this, Star Fox. Good luck.
That satellite's no joke, Fox. It's stockpiled with enemy fighters, and enough warheads to really ruin somebody's day.
Sounds impressive. But if Bulls is between us and our final target, then it's about to become highly advanced space junk.
With that, we had finally seen everything Star Fox had to offer. Every route, every mission, every alternate ending, every secret. So I took the risk. Quit the campaign, started a brand new one, and hoped, yes, we didn't have to beat the entire game again. Expert mode was finally ours. Enemies deal more damage, collisions instantly damage your wings, and there are no continues. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm absolutely not ready for this. Unfortunately, I don't exactly have a choice. So, let's try Corneria. How bad could it possibly be? Well, let's see. Fox is wearing some absolute elite drip now because he's officially an expert, so yeah. You lose your laser upgrades the instant an enemy physically bumps into you. Or if you scrape literally any wall. That is insane! Weapon upgrades suddenly become rarer than me not having a massive skill issue with video games. Even so, I started noticing something interesting. Not only did we earn the gold medal, we completely smashed our previous high score. Turns out expert mode actually throws in more enemies at you, so you die much faster, but once you learn where all the high value targets appear, your score climbs pretty much significantly higher than our normal, so it balances itself out. So far, the whole expert extravaganza looked doable. Especially because the medal requirements are the exact same on every single level. So off to Sector Y, hoping to grab the gold medal first try. The first attempt honestly wasn't bad, just not good enough. Then after restarting, it hit me. On expert mode, restarting actually costs a life. So, no more infinite retries? This challenge had officially become a challenge. To make things even worse, you also lose any laser upgrades you picked up during that attempt. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether upgrades carry over if you finish the stage without crashing into a wall or getting rammed by a bogey. We'll find that out later. But hey, we finally cooked! The boss alone rewarded 16 hits if you counted the little mini version beforehand, pushing us over the required score. Even better, we earned 2 extra lives. Things were actually looking promising. Let's just hope Aquas is just as kind. It wasn't. Aquas, my dudes, was hard as balls. If I remember correctly, we entered with 6 lives. Then 5, 4, 3, 2, you get the idea. Since restarting already costs a life, dying wasn't really the problem anymore. The real problem was dying happened a lot more often. As I kept chasing higher scores, I slowly burned through every single life I had. So when I finally reached my last one, I simply had to make it count. And somehow, I actually did. By now, I knew every single enemy spawn, which targets were worth chasing and which ones weren't. That finally let me reach the boss with enough hits. Even the boss had become a monster, roughly twice the health. The barnacles each needed another hit. His eye needed almost double, so instead of rushing it, I played things safely. Destroy every incoming projectile, stay alive, slowly chip away at his health, and eventually, those 5 final hits push us to 153. Which means another expert gold medal, baby. Don't need any more than that. Next up, Zone S, also known as Don't Get Spotted Simulator. Let's see if we can beat it with our beautiful single remaining life. Jesus Christ, where do I begin? Honestly, this level itself is completely manageable. The searchlights still die in one shot, they're all in exactly the same positions, and besides protecting your wings, this stage is honestly a laughingstock. Probably the easiest expert mission so far. The real problem was the pirate captain. Once again, I had more than enough hits for the medal. That was never the issue. His first phases dealt ridiculous damage, then came the last phase. As your own eyeballs can clearly see, he's incredibly fast. And unbelievably unpredictable. Sadly, all those bombs you can farm during the fight barely tickle him. They remove maybe 3% of the final 10% of his health. So, bombs suck. On my final life though, I genuinely have no idea how, but I clutched it. Again, another do-or-die victory. And another expert gold medal in the pockets. Sector Z was finally ours, although without a proper laser upgrade, Venom 2 wasn't looking very promising. Sector Z, however, I don't know how hard I cooked, but it was some beautiful stuff. I mean, I've even managed to find a couple of twin laser upgrades. Not on my first attempt though, the one that ended because I clipped at a wall. I meant the other run. Then flew into one of the missiles, which instantly deleted my lasers. Good times. On the second attempt, everything finally clicked. We completed the entire mission, destroyed every single missile ourselves, and entered Area 6, carrying twin lasers. Hyper lasers would have been nicer. But honestly, making it there with twin lasers already felt like a huge victory. Even better because we secured the expert gold medal in Sector C2. Area 6 sucked. But it sucked in the best way possible. Mostly because it meant a lot of restarting, and here came the blessing. I grabbed hyper lasers right before reaching the checkpoint, and restarting from a checkpoint does not cost lives. So from that point onwards, my dear fellas, we could retry as much as needed. Getting the medal itself was honestly easy. The real challenge was keeping my hyper lasers alive. No random ships, no weird collisions, no teammate ships flying directly into me, talking about you, Slippy. After finally dodging every single arm attack from the giant orb ball, which was honestly the biggest obstacle, we were heading into Venom 2. With hyper lasers on expert, baby. Oh, and I also got the gold medal in Area 6. The only problem now, if I messed up Venom 2 once, those hyper lasers better come back, because I started the mission with them. But here comes the best part of the story. I didn't even need to restart. Not even once. I wouldn't say it went perfectly. I managed to personally take down all 4 Star Wolf members, but my hyper lasers got destroyed at around 150 hits. Only Wolf was still flying around. Luckily, he was already pretty darn low. So even with regular lasers, I hunched him down and finished the job. That left us with 184 hits. So I took the gamble. Could Andross give us enough points? Phase 1, not a single hit. Not even one. Cool, very cool. Phase 2, however, both of his eyes rewarded hits. And then Andross' true final form. The big floating brain. Yes, my friends, even the brain gave us a beautiful extra hits. Which means we got gold on Venom 2. Gold expert on Venom 2. The toughest medal so far. Because you have to drag hyper lasers all the way from Corneria to the final planet, survive Area 6, destroy Star Wolf yourself, and still pray Andross gives you enough scraps to cross the finish line. I've never imagined we'd first try it, but we did, because I trusted my instinct. On a side note, the credits and the secret ending were exactly the same on Experts. No new cutscenes, nothing extra, but man, this game is awesome! I know I got mad at certain parts, but that is what happens when you 100% games in such a short amount of time. Seeing our entire routes plotted out with every single medal on it, that was incredibly satisfying, and oh, our final bill came out to be 91,000 SP dollars. A new record. Of course, a new record. I was excited to jump back in and make our way toward Medio this time. And of course, we went through the wormholes. Those babies give free points and bombs, so there's literally no reason not to take them. It only takes 2 tries to get the medal, because apparently we are now cooking on expert. With a beautiful 257 hits, we also brought hyper lasers into Vicina, which was perfect because Vicina means Starwolf. I cooked them up, got the medal, and then, literally at the very end, after killing Pigma, some random NPCs slammed into me. So that were the hyper lasers. Mission complete! Saddest thing that has happened yet. Seriously, Nintendo, please add invincibility the second the mission ends. What the fuck? So with single lasers heading into Sector X, we had to rely heavily on charged shots. I mean, I was already using them, but now they were a little more important. At first, Peppy basically soft-locked me out of the metal. No matter how many bogeys I killed behind him, he still pulled off a so-called tactical retreat. So thanks, Peppy. Really appreciate you sucking rabbit nuts at flying. Even after restarting the entire level, he couldn't stop bloody dying. I couldn't get the expert medal because his death was basically unavoidable. So I tried one more time, this time bringing a bomb with us.
Enemies on my tail! Nice shooting, Fox!
Yeah, not likewise, pal, not likewise. Now all we know is that to reach Titania, Slippy has to get knocked down to the planet. However, I kinda forgot one tiny little detail. If Slippy dies, we can no longer get the medal. So for this run, I had no choice but to keep Slippy alive and reroute the course toward Macbeth.
I'll draw him out. Take him down, Fox. Time for a tactical...
So the plan I had in mind was becoming borderline impossible because Peppy once again had suicidal thoughts. And honestly, I was starting to get them too. Eventually, thanks to Rob64 dropping us a bomb right before Peppy's heroic bullshit, we finally had a chance.
I'll draw him out. Take him down, Fox.
Whoa! It punched through the debris!
Now all we had to do was destroy the secret weapon before Slippy tried to reprogram it, which...
If I can get close, I can reprogram it.
Slippy, get back here.
That boss was pure instinct, but we clutched it. We actually got the goddamn medal. Unbelievable! Now let's see if we could cook up a medal on Macbeth real quick. Personally, I believe we could. Macbeth was pretty easy last time. Honestly, I kinda forgot the place existed. All we need was around 100 hits, before reaching the real locks, because shooting the final switch grants 50 hits, so we casually first tried it with no struggle. Awesome level, by the way. The Landmaster theme might generally be my most favorite track in the Star Fox franchise, although Starwolf and the original SNES Corneria theme are pretty close competitors. Anywho, time to cook on bowls. This one was honestly too easy, since I already knew about the little 10-hit generator trick. I started by killing as many bogeys as possible, then on once my score was high enough I destroyed the shield generator just to be absolutely confident, and boom, another expert medal. Awesome. Alright, Venom one time. This one was actually scaring me because we are entering with a raw R-Wing. So I immediately killed myself at the start because we needed the 3 free bombs you get after respawning. And honestly, this wasn't too bad, surviving was the only problem, because those 3 bombs are more than enough to boost your score like crazy. Surprisingly, we reached over 200 hits before entering the temple. Yeah, GG's Venom. It would have been nice to keep our hyper lasers though. Especially while dodging on the walls that giant stone golem summons.
Never give up. Trust your instinct.
Oh well, shouldn't ask for too much. At least we had the medal secured as long as we defeated Andross, and let's be honest, that was always going to happen. Unlike the true ending path, this version guarantees hyper lasers inside the tunnel instead of only twin lasers. So with all that being said, we had officially earned the expert gold medal on Venom. People, the hardest of the hardest has been dealt with. There was no special extra cutscenes again, but seeing our entire route line up with every medal collected, what a beautiful sight. The only planet still standing in our way is Katina, Solar, and Titania. Sadly, there isn't a single route that lets you visit all 3 in one run. So I first speed ran straight to Katina and Solar. Katina was honestly a classic case of stay alive, kill everything, profit. Before the countdown even starts, there was already enough enemies to comfortably reach the medal. Honestly, you don't even need to destroy the hatches for the extra 20 hits, although I definitely recommend doing it anyway. After earning that medal first try, we entered Solar with 9 lives and no upgrades. The lives helped. The upgrades were desperately needed. I got stuck on Solar for around 30 minutes. The hit requirement honestly wasn't that difficult. The boss, however, is easily one of the hardest fights in the game. At least if you don't count Starwolf. This dude has one massive swing that feels practically unavoidable, meaning goodbye hyperlasers. Sure, you can probably dodge it, but trying too hard usually ends with you flying straight into the lava waves, which accomplishes exactly the same problem. So I couldn't even beat him while keeping my hyperlasers. Instead, I defeat him using regular lasers, while constantly taking damage from lava. Sure, he occasionally spits out rocks that restore your health, but he only does it every 30 seconds or so. Which is nowhere near enough to make it up for all the damage you're constantly taking. So yeah, this boss was a pain, over and over again, but eventually...
You did it, Fox! That thing is finished!
Nice job, Star Fox. Status report.
Multiple systems failures, but I can fix this.
If that was a trial by fire, I'd say we passed it.
Looks like you barely made it through, Fox.
Yeah, for once, cocky bird, you're right. We've got the medal, and honestly, that's all that matters. We got the damn medal. There is only one thing left. Replay the game. Again, from Corneria all the way to Sector X. Let Slippy fall to his death and finally enter Titania, where Peppy died too. So he died on Sector X, and apparently that just transfers over to Titania. Starting back from Corneria again, whoo yes, this definitely didn't twitch any of my nerves. This time I basically became Peppy's personal bodyguard. Every single time I saw him on screen, I protected him even when he wasn't in immediate danger, just to minimize every bit of damage he took. That way, by the time we reached Sector X, I no longer needed perfectly timed bombs to save him. Better yet, even when I barely helped him, he somehow survived anyway. Falco managed to save himself, and Slippy, well, that doesn't matter because Slippy's gonna die anyway. Meaning we were finally ready to finish this entire medal extravaganza. Luckily, we didn't even have to sacrifice ourselves for the 3 extra bombs. The Landmaster missions are honestly just really generous. And so was that boss. With that, we had officially achieved 100% in Star Fox's story mode. Every standard medal, every expert medal, every route, everything. Every single last achievement obtained. But, like I said in the intro, I haven't done the worst part yet. We still have all 192 challenge mode missions. Yep, 192. 6 challenges on every planet for every single mode. Because you can times 2 that for every planet, because there's also an expert version. For Corneria, for example, we had to defeat 3 enemies with 1 charge shot. That is piss easy. And it becomes even easier. We gotta fly through all 7 arches? That's just the hard route. Destroy all 6 Garuda bots? That's a little difficult. Destroy all 4 water ski bots? Really? You're calling this a challenge? Finish the mission in under 3 minutes? Sounds the most difficult, but come on. I completed the first 4 in the first run. The last 2 just couldn't be combined because we needed Falco's routes, which automatically takes longer than 3 minutes. So I replayed the stage, destroyed every vulnerable part on Gronga, and despite the timer still pulled it off. But here is the problem. The expert challenges. They are completely new objectives. And I really hope they just recycle the normal ones, but just on expert difficulty. No. We had to reach 100 hits before taking any damage, beat Falco's Archway challenge, yes, we have to beat it before he does, apparently that's possible, prevent every building from collapsing, what? Defeat Gronga within 10 seconds, Nintendo! Sorry, I started with the easiest goals. This stuff is ridiculous. And we gotta do these type of things 16 times. Now, I reached for 100 hits without taking damage in a pretty quickly time, because, you know, spamming barrel rolls like my life depended on it, I somehow pulled it off. I even beat Falco in his little archway race. I thought that was going to be really hard, but I guess I'm just very good at this game. So maybe saying that these challenges are impossible is a slight exaggeration. But if the very first mission is already this difficult, I'm not exactly thrilled for what's coming next. Of course, I didn't destroy the attack carrier within 30 seconds. I didn't even have a proper laser upgrade. But honestly, these all feel doable. They're just going to take a lot of practice. So I continued knocking out the remaining 4 challenges. To my surprise, the whole thing only took about 35 minutes. Now, don't get me wrong, 35 minutes isn't exactly short, but I generally expected it to take way longer. Then again, this was only the first bloody mission. Next up, the asteroid field Meteo, and I'll be honest, the normal challenges are actually pretty fun. They're simple little objectives that usually take 2 to 3 retries and can easily be finished within 20 minutes. From this point onwards, I'm only really going to talk about the expert challenges, because honestly, the normal ones are just interesting. The expert challenges are... those deserve some goddamn attention. We had to defeat 30 enemies using only charge shots, which honestly wasn't too bad. Destroy 100 large asteroids inside the warp tunnel, complete the entire mission without breaking a win. Yes, on expert, so that's with no collisions basically. Destroy 20 butterfly attacker enemies, or whatever those things are called, and defeat Meteo Crusher's first phase without shooting its absorption shield. Meaning, no more mindlessly holding down the fire button, now I actually had to aim. I even started wondering if regular single-shot lasers might be better. And finally, destroy 30 web ships while they deployed their persistent laser thingies. I had absolutely no clue what the game was talking about. At this point, I started doing some quick maths. I estimated each expert stage would take probably at least an hour. If I had stayed consistent, we'd be looking at roughly 16 hours of challenge mode. For comparison, the entire story mode, 100%, only took me just under 20 hours. So I wasn't exactly thrilled about this whole challenge mode mumbo jumbo. Turns out I was pretty much right. The first 4 challenges were honestly straightforward. The 6th one looked completely doable, but challenge number 5, defeating Meteo's Crusher's first phase without touching its absorption shield. What the hell, man? With my Parkinson's hands, it was not exactly ideal. After about 50 minutes, I finally pulled it off. And you have no idea how happy that made me. All that remained was destroying the final 30 web ships inside the warp tunnel. Once that was done, I was one happy boy, ready to tackle the remaining 14 goddamn stages. Oh boy, oh boy. The final time was 59 minutes. So that 1 hour estimate is looking pretty accurate. Sector Y, more like Sector Easy as Pie. The normal challenges were exactly as what you would expect. Easy. Nothing too crazy. The expert challenges, however, I'd rather not. Destroy 30 warship turrets. Almost feels impossible. Defeat 14 Shogun troopers. I'm pretty sure these are literally only 14 of them, because the moment I missed one, the game basically screams, "You fail, idiot!" Defeating both Shogun warriors within 15 seconds. Honestly wasn't that bad, I just wasn't focusing on it yet. And then there was defeating the Shogun warlords using only charged shots. Now that sounds easy, except you cannot lock onto this guy. And just like everything else in this mode, still, that ended up being the first of the difficult challenges that I actually completed. After 45 minutes, I finally finished both the 14 Shogun troopers and the 30 warship turrets. All that remained was replaying the entire level one more time, reach the boss of hyper lasers, and absolutely melt the 2 Shogun warriors within 15 seconds. Once again, the final time, 59 minutes. What a coincidence! I was doing a little gritty around my room, and then it was off to what my pubes were already telling me would be the absolute worst stage of them all. Aquas. Now, why is Aquas so bad? Not because it's difficult, it's because it suffers from the exact same problem we've already dealt with, only even worse. The entire reason I was not trying to punch a hole through my wall during those previous stages was because of the travel time. Any challenge involving the boss means that if you fail, you have to replay the entire 7-minute mission just to get another attempt. I've always hated that kind of game design. Aquos is easily the slowest and most boring level in the entire Star Fox franchise, and I'm pretty sure that's not just me saying that. Story-wise, it's awesome. Gameplay-wise, nobody happily queues up for another round of Aquos. Even the normal challenges took me around 30 minutes, simply because I had to backtrack through the entire map for specific objectives. There's nothing fun about that. It's tedious. Now experts, oh boy! After playing this dumb mission for an hour and a half, I hadn't completed a single challenge. I was genuinely losing my sanity. Every run I'd miss one spinal shell, next run one luminous squid, restart, repeat over and over and over again. I don't think I've ever wanted to scream louder than I did during this mission. I actually developed a headache. Imagine playing the same exact slow underwater level for an hour and a half straight. I think you'd understand what that does to a human being. After 2 hours, I gave up and I went straight to bed, closed my eyes and called it a day. This really ticked me off. It's unbelievable. Now, it turns out I just desperately needed that sleep. A well-rested brain, a little bit of G Fuel, and somehow everything clicked. I have absolutely no idea what happened, but within an hour I cleared every single challenge, score 100 hits before taking damage, destroy all 25 luminous squids, defeat all the 4-egg giant anglerfish, beat Bakun within 70 seconds, destroy all those cute little projectile spinal shell pieces of shits, and finally reach Bakun without firing a single laser or torpedo. So basically a pacifist run. I was so unbelievably proud of myself after finally beating Aquas. That, for the first time in a while, was exactly what I needed. I was so excited to start the next stage. Katina. Katina's normal challenges were exactly what you'd expect, a complete breeze, done in roughly 10 minutes. A nice little freebie after the suffering that was Aquas. Then came Experts. Thankfully, this one actually looks pretty reasonable. Defeat all the Invader 2 enemies before the Sorcerer deploys. I basically do that every run anyway. After one restart, I'd completed the challenge of defeating 10 Invader 2s within the first 20 seconds. Destroying 5 enemies with 1 bomb. Child's play! Scoring 160 hits without damaging a single ally. That one scared me a little bit. Ironically, it was completed almost immediately thanks to one well-placed charge shot. After that, I quickly bombed 5 enemies, destroyed the Sorcerer within 10 seconds, only to realize I'd clipped the stupid thing earlier. Meaning the no wing damage challenge didn't count. Yeah, that annoyed me a little bit. Still, compared to the absolute torture that was Aquas, this was nothing. A total of 53 minutes later, every Katina challenge was finished. Baby numbers. Ficina, baby, the good old snow planet. I actually like this level. It's short, it's sweet, and most importantly, you don't spend forever waiting for challenge attempts. The normal challenges took around 15 minutes, slightly longer than expected because we had to destroy all 26 antennas, which are objects you'd never normally bother shooting because they don't even reward hits. Anyway, Expert time. And Expert immediately reminded me of one thing. Starwolf! If your memory still works, you'll remember the absolute nonsense I dealt with against those guys earlier, especially on Venom 2. So naturally, I wasn't exactly optimistic. Then on my very first attempt, I completely surprised myself. I finished 4 challenges in one run. And they were the exact ones I thought I would be going on forever on. By the third one, I defeated one Starwolf member using only a bomb, disarmed the bomb inside the base, and finished the mission without taking any wing damage, meaning Ficina was completely finished from normal to expert in just 27 minutes. Now that was a blast. Zone S, people, a stage that has never exactly been easy. Still, I had a feeling this one wouldn't be too bad. Normal mode felt surprisingly overwhelming, but was finished in just 15 minutes, so not too shabby. Expert, however, looked a little scarier. Things like somersaulting under 2 dragons or destroying 30 patrol boats sounded pretty rough. Turns out, destroying the patrol boats is literally impossible, unless you get spotted by the radar buoys. Problem is, another challenge requires you to destroy every radar buoy without getting spotted, while only using charge shots, meaning a 1-run completion was impossible, before I even started. So 3 runs later, every challenge was finished. 30 minutes total. Ha! Dudes, we're making phenomenal progress here. Let's hope we can keep it up. Off the Solar! Once again, normal mode was way too easy. Done in 10 minutes. Expert Modus Timos. This one actually got pretty tricky. I thought defeating Phil Kane without taking damage would be the biggest obstacle. Surprisingly, that one was pretty manageable. Defeating him within 55 seconds turned out to be much worse. Thankfully, bringing hyperlasers made that challenge a whole lot easier. About 35 minutes later, it was done. Then came reaching Vulcan without collecting any supply rings, unless my shields was flashing red. Also surprisingly doable, which meant there was only one real roadblock left. Collect 6 smart bombs. They're hidden inside the flying Goruses, and because the game counts collecting bombs instead of simply owning them, the 3 you spawn with do not count. That's wonderful. On top of that, I had to keep my wings and health intact to maximize the chance of Rob 64 dropping another bomb. Luckily, I had already been learning the perfect routes while completing the other challenges, so Solar was finally conquered after 43 minutes. Not 20, but 43. 43 minutes! God, this is easy! Sector X, people! Mr. X! Once again, normal mode meant absolutely nothing. 2 runs less than 10 minutes. Done. Expert Sector X was a completely different story. First of all, there was a secret that literally nobody had discovered yet while I was recording this. On top of that, I had to complete the secret route in under 60 seconds without breaking a win, and then beat the entire mission without taking any damage. The no damage challenge actually only took me around 35 minutes, which was much quicker than I expected. After that, destroying 30 ships inside the wormhole was honestly pretty easy as long as I brought enough bombs. The real nightmare was finding this mysterious hidden power-up. 1 full hour later, I still couldn't figure out a single answer online. Nobody knew about this thing. Nothing, no guide, no Reddit thread, absolutely nothing. I stopped wasting my time. Okay, and there I lied. Fast forward only 5 minutes after finishing the 30 ships in the wormhole, I decided to check the left side one last time. And dudes, I found it completely by myself. At the time of the recording, every website and Reddit thread still listed it as TBD. Turns out, the hidden power-up is found by taking the left path and immediately diving downwards into a secret corridor where a laser upgrade is hidden. Awesome! That genuinely felt really cool to discover on my own, and made me really proud of myself, because I finally achieved something in life. If you can call that a life achievement. Off to Sector Z! Once again, normal mode was just normal mode. Finished in around 10 minutes. A nice little challenge rodeo. Experts actually surprised me. I finished every challenge in under 45 minutes, despite my jaw dropping when I first read the objectives. Thankfully, they weren't nearly as difficult as they sounded. They were mostly just time consuming. Challenges like defending the Great Fox without taking damage and destroying all 6 missiles before they reach 1000 SM simply cannot just be combined. The biggest hurdle was making sure Falco, Peppy and Slippy all survived until the final 3 missiles. Without them and without hyper lasers, I'm honestly not convinced it's even possible. The build up towards those final missiles is incredibly tense. If you aren't perfectly prepared, you're done. Luckily, I already knew exactly what to do, so I finished the entire stage much faster than I ever expected. Seeing all 6 challenges finally completed made me one very happy boy. Ooh, and I almost forgot mentioning it. Doing all challenges on Sector Z took me 47 minutes. Macbeth time, baby! Like every other planet, the normal challenges were exactly what it were. Normal, just a fun ride. Although I have to admit, this was probably one of the harder normal stages. It still took me about 22 minutes because I had to wait for my teammates to get chased 5 separate times before rescuing them. On top of that, I also had to defeat the boss without getting scooped. Not exactly free, but hey, if normal already took this long, expert certainly wasn't going to be any easier. Surprisingly, very surprisingly, it really wasn't that bad done in 30 minutes. Everything was finished. The hardest parts were simply surviving and having patience. One challenge required destroying 15 defense towers, while another wanted me to fly through 10 gateways without getting hit by the sliding doors. The annoying part, neither of those objectives can be completed along the normal routes. You actually have to survive the train boss for roughly 3 to 5 minutes until additional towers and gateways finally appear. Staying alive for that long was honestly the hardest part, but we got it done, which means on to Titania, a level I'd barely touched before. So let's see if my Landmaster instincts had actually finally developed. Normal modes was surprisingly unforgiving. Still, compared to Expert, Child's Play, done in 12 minutes. Then came Experts, which somehow only took 20 minutes. Seriously, it was way easier than I ever expected. Most of the objectives were really straightforward. Destroy 5 enemies without charge shots. That also counts bombs. Destroy 8 jumping bombs. Take out 60 of those annoying spiny cacti. The only challenge that slowed me down at all was dodging the Gora's tail swipe using the hover mechanic. I simply didn't know when he was about to do his little tail swing, because I've always killed him before he even had the chance of doing that move. But hey, once I figured out the timing, Titania completely finished in under 35 minutes. Now that's an achievement on its own. Here we go! Area 6, and you're probably not gonna believe this, but you should. For the first time, the normal challenges felt like experts. The normal challenges took me 50 minutes. 50 minutes. Almost all of that time came from one single objective. Destroy all 3 of the Gorgon's arms before he phases out. The first 2, easy enough. The third one, that thing disappears almost immediately. It took me around 20 to maybe 30 attempts before finally getting it. So 50 minutes later, normal mode was done, which naturally made me wonder how much worse could Expert possibly be. Please don't be worse, please don't be worse, please don't be worse. It was worse! Much, much worse. I spent 40 minutes straight on a single challenge once more. Destroy the first 12 Umbra-class defense stations. These things barely die in the first place. Destroying the first 12 requires perfect flying, and I mean picture perfect flying. It got so ridiculous that I remapped my brake button from B to ZL on my Switch 2, because trying to spam A while braking with B, forget it, no way Jose. Anyway, here's the closest thing I've ever played to a perfect run.
We've breached Venom's orbital defense zone.
We're at the sharp end now.
Proximity mines ahead.
Oh look, they've decided I'm the biggest threat.
On me, Slippy.
Got it.
I don't roll over for anyone. Hold still and let me shoot you. Gotcha.
And although I died, my controller was already halfway across the room because I'd never made it that far before. Then the game informed me my heroic sacrifice had destroyed the final Umbra station anyway. I'll take it. I'll take it. Thankfully, only 4 annoying challenges remained. Surely they couldn't be worse than that. Thankfully they weren't. Still, remaining expert challenges added another 40 minutes. Meaning Area 6 now totaled 50 minutes from normal, 40 minutes from the Umbra challenges, and another 40 minutes for everything else, making it the second longest stage in the entire game, because Aquas was just the worst. Up next was bowls. Let me tell you, it took some major bowls to get through this one. On normal modes alone, for some stupid reason, those 3 gold rings were rarer than Nintendo making a brand new Star Fox. That isn't another N64 reboot. They just wouldn't drop. Eventually, after 27 minutes, they finally appeared. And from there, everything else was child's play. Expert took another 30 minutes. Honestly, it felt much longer because the stage itself is short, meaning a lot of retries. We had to destroy the Bolsa's core within 60 seconds, beat the mission without getting hit by any of its lasers, avoid breaking a wing, and for the first time actually focus on a score challenge, 190 hits. Normally the hit requirements just happen naturally. Not this time. I had to leave the enemies alive, keep farming little bogeys, destroy every Star Wolf member myself, and then carefully break every shield node around Bolsa's before finally finishing it off. And somehow it worked. 190 hits. Expert bowls done. Alright, we're entering the final stretch, people. Venom, followed by, well, another Venom. Second Venom. Normal mode only took about 25 minutes, and I'm only saying this because without the checkpoint restart feature. Because if that feature wasn't there, this would have taken easily 40 or maybe even longer. One challenge wanted me to throw 3 bombs into Andross's mouth, and another wanted me to defeat within 70 seconds. Those two couldn't be combined. Thankfully, this is the only challenge stage in the game that lets you restart directly from Andross. Nintendo, I could kiss you for adding that checkpoint into the challenge mode. It was an absolute lifesaver. Now, let's hope Expert is just as generous. 30 minutes later, and kaboom baby, Expert Venom was finished. The only real struggle was defeating the Golem mech within 45 seconds. I had countless close calls, and every failure meant replaying the entire level just to reach him again. That part was a pain in the ass. Thankfully, Andross was once again just a checkpoint restart. This is awesome! It's so accessible. God damn. Meaning challenges like destroying one hand using only a charge shot, or blowing up 10 selfish crates with a smart bomb. Jesus, this isn't even a challenge. But now let's don't speak too soon, because Venom 2 is up ahead. Let's hope that's not a complete nightmare. Normal modes was once again nothing special, done around 15 minutes, and thanks to the checkpoint system, even Andross' challenges were painless. Now all that remained was Expert. Don't let this become one final punch to the face. Now, my desk had already eaten enough punches throughout this entire challenge mode journey. I know I've been telling you guys I'm enjoying it, I'm loving it, it's not too crazy hard, but in the moment of just doing all these challenges back to back to back to back to back, and barely sleeping, it's not good for anybody's mental health. So once again, my desk, beautiful wooden desk, ate a lot of punches. This was easily one of the top 3 hardest challenges stages. My desk did survive though, but barely, since challenge mode doesn't let you bring upgrades into the mission. Starwolf had to be defeated using basic lasers, and one challenge requires defeating a wolfen within 35 seconds. Those 35 seconds quickly became 45 minutes of restarting, over and over and over again. This sucked! The wolfens absorb charge shots. They shrug off bombs, and with basic lasers you're basically tickling them. Still, eventually I pulled it off. I finally destroyed one within the time limit, I celebrated, looked at the challenge list, and realized I still had 5 left. Defeating Starwolf without taking any wing damage took another 23 minutes, because basic lasers just don't do enough damage, and while you're trying to not touch anything, Slippy or Starwolf had basically no issue flying straight into you, losing your wing and just retrying again. I kept my health high enough this time. When Rob64 arrived, he didn't give me a shield ring, but he dropped twin lasers. Those beautiful bad boys completely turned the fight around. And now there were only 4 challenges left. Thankfully, every single one involved Andross, which meant checkpoint restarts. Destroy both eyes within 30 seconds, honestly pretty manageable. Beat the entire fight without taking damage, and stop Andross's true form from teleporting. Definitely harder, but surprisingly only took around 20 minutes. There wasn't really much left to complain about, so let's finish this.
This way, Fox. Never give up. Trust your instincts. You've become strong, Fox.
And with that, it was done. Officially completely done. Every single one of the 192 challenge mode objectives. Normal, expert, every medal, every expert medal, every alternate route, every single entry in the Holoviewer, every collectible, everything. We done it all. It took long. It was a hard battle. But man, do I sometimes hate I beat these games. Because this game is awesome and I want to keep playing it, but I kind of can't because I gotta work on the next 100%. Plus I gotta edit this whole goddamn video, which is gonna take a bit. But what an awesome game! This was phenomenal! I know it's just another reboot of an old game that's already been rebooted multiple times, but it was a whole built game from the ground up. For me at least, it definitely felt like a new game, although there were just all the same roads again. And the things I would do for new Star Fox is unbelievable.